All right, and we are back.
What's up?
For joining me again for the Safe Haven podcast. Today we're talking about gaming and NFTs, and the big question that everybody has. We don't care. I think the main sentiment I see coming from gamers, at least, is I don't care if you can take an NFT and put it in a game. I care what difference does it make? How does that make gaming better? So. NFT community is very excited to be able to take their NFT, put it in a game, and play it and be that NFT. That's very exciting to the NFT community. But for the gamer's perspective, it's like, and you as a gamer, you can understand that perspective.
Yeah.
How does it improve? What value does it bring to my gaming experience?
There's one answer. It's very short. Play to earn.
And that's something that's been played with a lot outside of NFTs. There hasn't been a ton of success. You're saying that's going to become...
RuneScape.
Oh, okay.
You know how there's a real value to the game gold and, real fiat currency. And so that's how, I watched so many videos on that, how they were making all this money. And it was nuts.
And it wasn't even allowed. People were doing it anyways.
Yeah.
They were making a killing off of it. I mean, people were doing that full time.
Imagine you're doing that. And that's what it was made for. You know what I mean? So you're playing a game that you like, and you get an asset in the game that is sellable for real money. That's crazy. It's like CSGO too, I guess, but it's just like, it's in the blockchain, like nobody can copy it. Like nobody can really duplicate it or steal it from you.
As long as you have your hard wallet, your security measures are in place.
You're secure. Yeah.
Somebody can't
as long as you don't get hacked. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, somebody can't, even if you have a hard wallet, somebody can't just hack your password and your login and be on your account. They would need a lot more.
Yeah. The only time I've seen hard wallet or cold wallet people say they get hacked is that they actually clicked on the link. It was a wrong link or whatever. You know how Discords get hacked, and you click on the wrong link that the hacker put, and he actually accepted the transaction.
Yeah,
with his bare hands. You know what I mean? That's how they lose. The thing is, the only way for cold wallet.
It has to be user error.
Yeah, it has to be a user error, tricked into doing a transaction that is a hack. Yeah.
That makes sense. So bringing that kind of play to earn kind of technology is really, really cool. A couple questions about that. First off, what's the entry point for those games?
So I just, another thought popped up, but it's just I think play to earn is really the biggest reason. Also being we see so many streamers now, right? And why? Because they all want to make money.
That's true.
Playing games.
If you could earn money playing a game and earn money streaming the game at the same time, oh man,
fuck
it! We're gonna get some really rich people out here
dude.
from playing
and
video
that's what
games.
they do.
It's crazy, man. So what's the current entry point for games that are currently on the market? Current play to earn games. How much do you have to invest to start earning money?
I think a lot of
just bare minimum.
I know from what I heard, Axie Infinity people, the early holders, make a shit ton of money.
Okay.
Almost hundreds of thousands of dollars.
What's the barrier to entry right now if you wanted to play Axie Infinity?
It's almost I thought it was. I just not exactly sure, but it was a pretty steep number.
Okay.
It was in the multiple ETHs.
So you need to jump on a game early if you want to get in for a bare minimum price.
And so really investing with games, you're investing in games early, expecting it to be expensive, because when it gets expensive, it gets really expensive.
Right.
And once it is expensive, if you got in early, you're making bank.
So when we talk about flipping and stuff, we talk about the fact that you need to invest in 10 different NFTs to get maybe one that pops off. Do you feel like it's the same way with gaming? Do you have to be playing all these different games in order to find the one that's going to do well?
I feel like with games, it's pretty easy to tell whether it's gonna do well or not. Because, we're no amateurs to gaming.
Right, of course.
Like, we know what we like.
Unlike NFTs, gaming's been around for a long time.
Exactly. So
even so, as a creator in the space, I've gambled on games becoming big and started, creating YouTube videos, editing for some of the gamers who were at the top of these very early games.
Yeah.
And even with games that look like really good,
dude,
they just fall on their faces.
It looks so good, and then you just wonder why it's not.
Yeah, I mean, we had like a bunch of games
and it
lately.
Was along with the trend too. Like,
So what in the NFT space, you're targeting two audiences now. You're targeting a gamer audience and an NFT audience, and they don't overlap all the way. There's a Venn diagram here.
It is.
Do you need to hit the center, or do you only need to hit one of them?
I mean, currently, like, there's many play to earn games, but I've only invested in one. It's called Feudalz, and it's kind of because it reminds me of RuneScape.
Okay.
And
that's bound to pop off if something reminds you of RuneScape. RuneScape's like,
it's such a nostalgic game, and that's another reason why I'm so bullish on NFT Worlds, and the White Sand also went up today, by the way.
Yeah, follow my calls. No, yeah, if something's kind
DYOR.
I'm protected now. I got my shield out.
Yeah. I basically said nothing.
DYOR is like the NordVPN of the NFT space.
Yeah.
It's just like, it doesn't actually do anything,
it so
but
much.
You just say it anyway.
Like you FOMO trap people, and then you say, do your own research.
And it just stuck with it.
You're just
forever.
you're just dropping all responsibility.
Oh my gosh, it really
is. Just with that one phrase.
So what tell me about Feudalz. How do you earn money in Feudalz?
So Feudalz, they have 3 different stages. Right now they basically they finished stage 1.
And these are stages of releasing the project, releasing different NFTs into the game.
Yeah, because the feudal ecosystem is really extensive, and so they have to kind of build it, one stage at a time. And the ultimate goal, the product, is a metaverse like RuneScape, where you have different assets like wood, resources like berries, it could be food, it could be runes, all these different things, and they're all tradable with the in-game token golds with a Z. And it already has a liquidity pool, so you can earn gold. I think it's sitting at like 20 cents.
Okay, cool.
But still, like, when it first started, I think at its height it was at $10, and that's like probably obviously in November, when everyone's just
everything was at its height.
Everything was up
high,
high as hell.
So just like basic overview of the game.
Yeah,
there's land that you need in order to play the game. And then there's humans, elves, and orcs.
So the humans are the Genesis, and they create passive gold.
Oh, okay.
Every day, and you stake it to create passive gold. 87 or 88% of the whole collection is staked.
That's a
good sign. Yeah. It's like people are in it for the long haul.
They're holders.
They're hodlers. Like that right now, if I invest and stake, like, these people are gonna stay staked too.
Nice, yeah.
And that's kind of like a reassuring thing.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what are the elves and orcs for?
So, in the game, if you hold a land, you can do raids. So humans give
Hold on, can you stake a human without owning land, or do you have to own land in order to stake?
You can stake a human without owning land.
Okay, cool.
But you can't raid without land.
Can you get raided without land? Like, if somebody has orcs and I just staked my human?
So.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so. You can just stake your human and just create passive gold.
But that's not a game. That's
just staking. And also you don't make that much from just staking. So I think each male human makes 3 point something gold, and female human makes like 5 something gold.
What's the point of owning a male then?
Male can defend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so males and
they have
elves,
a defense bonus.
Male humans and all elves are helping you to defend.
Yeah.
So somebody can come and like take your gold. away from you.
Yeah, so they can take your gold in the process of you withdrawing from the vault. So the vault, what it is, like all your staked human gold goes to the vault, and also your orcs. So orcs gives you attack bonus, and they raid. You know, basically, as the system goes, your orcs are doing the raiding just, you know, in the background, and they also create passive gold.
Okay.
But whenever you withdraw from the vault, it takes a percentage. You know, you're basically getting raided during that process of you know, pulling it out into your wallet. But the cool thing about Feudalz is the longer you leave it in the vault, the cheaper or the less likelihood of you're going to lose, you know, the amount of money.
Oh, interesting. So they're incentivizing holders.
Yeah.
And also, if I buy gold to get into the game, nobody can steal that gold. They can only steal the money that I'm making in game.
Yeah.
Okay, that's an interesting little like.
It's cool.
Wow, that's really well thought out.
Yeah, and then and after 10 days, the percentage of the gold that you lose drops to like.
That you definitely lose that percentage, whatever the percentage is, or it's potential to lose that percentage.
No, I think it's like a set percentage, and it just goes down the longer you didn't pull it out. Yeah.
Wow. So the more people that are playing the game and pulling out earned cash, then the more that everybody makes. That's crazy.
And if you pull out early and you know you lose a lot of cash, your orcs took all that money.
Your orcs are taking your own.
Your orcs are taking other people's. You know, it's taking like a share or something. Sure. I'm not sure how it works.
Wow, so it's like a fun version of tax.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Interesting.
It's
very interesting.
They have a really, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then also, you know, we talked about this the other time. Feudalz community are very smart. You know?
Oh, sure. Yeah. You were talking about how their suggestions in the Discord are like actually rational, not just complaints.
Yeah. Not saying that I'm a very smart person, but I do consider myself
As he twirls his mustache.
I do consider myself a little bit educated, okay? Just a little bit. But yeah, sometimes I, you know, read the suggestions that people write in general chat about the game. And I'm so amazed because they're like bringing up like complex tokenomic, you know, algorithms and
sure for the gold.
Yeah, just and they're, you know, hodlers, so they're talking about and they're giving suggestions for, you know, their long-term goal, and it's so cool to see. It's so
because everybody committed to the Discord to making suggestions is gonna. They're planning to be there long-term.
Exactly.
So there's other items in the game. You got the kind of the basics down. What's other than selling? Because if you're gonna sell an item, somebody has to buy it, and for them to buy it, it has to have a use in game. What just maybe a couple examples of what these items are or what they do in game?
Items like in the future, you're talking about like the orcs.
This is the next version. Next version. Items?
So the next version, I think it's coming out soon. Something's coming out this weekend. I got to figure out later.
Wow, that's soon.
But V2 version 2 lands. So right now we just kind of have like, you know, this like a block of land. It has different attributes. It could be forest, desert, snowy place. But V2 land, now you can build things. So you can build different buildings. So if you have a forest, you can build like a lumber thing. So that creates you like wood resource. You know, if your land has berries, you can build a building to harvest berries.
So different land has different resources.
Yeah, different resources.
That kind of creates a limitation.
Yeah, and like,
have you thought about trying to buy out like half the woodlands, or is it? Do you think any whale has it? Oh no, I'm giving up his secrets. Oh man. So maybe other
I can't
whales.
afford it.
Sure, a whale might consider doing something like that, and then you have like a shortage of that resource.
See, that's why.
That's very World of Warcraft. Is that you actually have this real world marketplace?
Now it becomes really fascinating.
Yeah, you have like a micro economy.
Exactly. Like within the game, there's
you're
more
exciting
game.
me. You're creating.
I know.
You're making me FOMO.
It's so exciting.
That's what I hate about talking to you.
And that's just, you know, V2.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
basically having their own marketplace.
What's coming in V3 then?
So V3 is like full. They had a roadmap, but they kind of have like this flow chart.
Sure.
And I swear to God, it says City Builder, and I was sold.
And that's going to allow you to utilize the resources that are on your land. So right now you have a land with resources. Can you use them or can't you use them?
So I think even in V2, you will actually have to get those resources to build your structures.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah, and there's also animals too.
Something.
Yeah, okay. It's pretty cool. Animals supposed to give you some bonus. I'm not 100% sure how they help.
Sure.
Yeah, but I think they were supposed to help with the gold production of the humans, or vice versa, something like that.
Interesting. What's another game? Feudalz sounds amazing. Anything else that's like on your radar as like a really like groundbreaking NFT game? Are they all play to earn? Is every NFT game play to earn? Or is every one of interest play to earn?
I would say so. There are a lot of games. I mean, they are play to earn in the sense like you earn a token, but can you trade it for an actual like?
Oh, okay, sure.
Real value like Ethereum?
Is it worth something? And you want to pull out?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
But then also like current stage with NFTs is I have seen like a lot of trailers for really cool games that's play to earn, but haven't played one yet. A lot of the NFT games that are playable right now is kind of like Feudalz. It's kind of like the Web 2, sort of you're just staking and you're attacking things as random battles. You win, you lose, but it is going to become more and more dynamic as it goes. And I'm excited to see them. I'm excited.
It's not going to move at the same pace that traditional gaming did. It's going to move much, much faster.
Yeah, because like we have gaming.
Right.
And we had gaming
for a while. Development.
Yeah. And games have been doing well in the COVID industry. Games been killing it, which is understandable. Everyone wants to escape.
Oh, for sure. So what are your thoughts on, I'm just going to throw out the biggest name in NFT gaming that I'm aware of is Pixelmon. And I know that initially fell on its face. Is it on
Kevin?
You're such a Kevin fanboy. Is it on its way back? I saw some good signs from them. I'm not sure if
I saw them pop up on Icy Tools a couple of times recently. And I was thinking, what's up with that?
Do you have faith in the NFT itself, or do you have any sort of sense that the game is going to be a big deal?
Don't hate me for saying this. Nothing against Pixelmon. I don't really know what's going on. But I just think there'll be better games.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
it's just the ship is sailed. Yeah. It's just the ship is going so fast.
And even if the game's not amazing, they're based off of Pokemon to some extent, and Pokemon was not played very much as a card game. It's just collected, and potentially that's the outcome for Pixelmon as it becomes a collectible.
What if, Pokemon comes out with their cards? Then, Pixelmon is cool, but Pokemon is Pokemon.
It's almost guaranteed to happen at this point, I think. You can't not have Pokemon card NFTs at this point. It's gonna
Pokemon
happen.
Will destroy the market.
It's going to be a huge moneymaker.
Oh my God. That'll be insane. I've never actually I had Pokemon cards when I was a kid, but never as an adult bought it or collected it or try to trade it. But if they're NFTs, oh fuck yeah. Gotta catch them all.
Right? Gotta catch them all.
Gotta
own 100%.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about kind of from the perspective of gamers, and I think that's the most important one to address. But for a game to come out, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm getting the sense that most of the people who are developing games right now for the NFT space are NFT devs, and they don't seem to have a ton of experience in the gaming space. They don't seem to be very in tune with what gamers are wanting right now. I'm seeing a lot of kind of miss the mark entirely on what makes a good game. So for people who are in game development and they're hearing from gamers right now, oh, NFTs aren't adding anything to games. What's their motivation to get involved in NFT to, build an NFT game that's, at a higher standard for gamers than what we currently see.
It's just money.
If you were talking to, is there more money? There's tons of money in traditional gaming. There's tons and tons of money to be made in traditional gaming. There is tons and tons
of money.
Is it easier?
But essentially, devs are nerds. Mm-hmm. I'm a nerd. I would say a lot of crypto NFT people are nerds, and that's good. They're making bank, But I think they know the situation of fiat currency, and so it's like you can play Call of Duty 24/7, but then if you don't even get any money from it,
right? You can't. Might as well can't live off of it.
Yeah, play a game that you get the currency that you actually want.
For the gamer, that makes sense. But what about for the dev? The dev makes his money either way. So is there anything better about developing a game aside for the allure of just being on the cutting edge? Maybe there's not. There doesn't have to be. Somebody has to fill a unique space. So it doesn't have to be something unique for the developer to...
I feel like...
Are they...
I feel like a lot of games that will come out and that will be developed will be games for metaverses. Things that let people participate as a community. Those games, I think, will be popular. And I think that might be the reason why the devs will create it. It could be... Because what's essentially going to happen, I think, is when you own land, you can build a game within your own land. Yeah. And if people like the game, they're going to come to you,
Yep.
And through that traffic, you can also do a lot of things. Traffic just gives you a lot of things, like a lot of leverage. You can leverage whitelists.
What you can do with...
Yeah, you can create your own in-game token, or you can utilize the Metaverse token. It could be a Worlds token from NFT Worlds, or it could be Sand. I'm pretty sure that's how Sand is doing it, where there are experiences where you pay a Sand token, and when you win or something, you get your token, or you get rewarded in tokens.
Almost like a casino.
Yeah. But if you die, you don't get it back. I think that's what I heard.
That's crazy.
Because they... Or maybe, but I think that could be just for one world. That's how they're building their game. They want it like real. They want you to be really thrilled, which I understandable. If you're gonna lose money by dying, you might take it seriously.
I'm gonna throw you a curveball here. When we talk about gaming within the context of metaverses, I think kind of the number one visual we get is this GTA. Kind of a feel where there's this open world game, except with a ton of other people populating the world, and ways to make real world exchangeable currency off of it. Mm-hmm. How far away are we from that, and how expansive do you expect it to be once we have kind of an open world game like that within a metaverse?
I think almost scary fast.
Jeez.
Just because, I was watching this video by Raul Paul, but, he said, internet is growing at a rate of 63% a year since 1995, whatever. And that's exponential growth.
63% bigger than it was the previous year every single year.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Exactly. And... crypto is growing at 113%, and crypto technology
that's so fast
is being built on top of internet technology. And so when you just think about it, it's every year these internet companies or whatever, Starlink, internet's getting faster, it's getting better, more bandwidth, more speed. And then crypto comes along and it's built on the internet. So and it's growing double the speed.
There's an expectation that it will continue growing faster than the internet came to grow, and the internet grew faster than we ever expected it to. So you think a lot of people are not ready for this? A lot of people are looking at what NFT gaming is right at this moment, and they're missing that whatever 130% growth every year.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I think people are gonna get really surprised very soon when everyone's gonna be playing different types of games, and you go to it's like the metaverse is not necessarily a game; it's just a hangout spot, you know.
Sure, right.
But basically, it becomes many portals to different places,
different worlds,
different worlds. And NFTs like give you access or restrict access. Things like that. NFTs in that world can give you passive income, things like that. It's nuts. And like Facebook. Like we got to talk about that. Like they changed their name to Meta. And single-handedly, literally now anyone that's searches Metaverse.
That's
Meta
the first
is there.
thing, yep.
Those fuckers.
They really kind of hijacked
they really want
ship
that
there.
shit.
Yeah, they put themselves at the front of the line for anybody who has any questions about metaverses. They use it in the singular.
Yeah.
They say the metaverse.
And I think that's kind of where like the whole social construct is going.
Oh, okay.
Like so many people at work now, they're working from home, and from what I hear, like even a lot of companies, they're saying that it's actually more productive when people are working from home. Surprisingly,
sure, yeah.
I've heard mixed things, but they're doing Zoom calls. Now they can have some fun, in VR. They can like do different events together.
More productivity working from home, but a lower chance of getting promoted. Is like when you're not like constantly like face to face with your boss, getting that actual real social interaction.
Feedback,
you're not as likely to get promoted, despite being more productive.
Interesting.
That is interesting, isn't it? So
that is interesting.
I think the best kind of thing that we're going to see is kind of this mix. We're going to see a lot of companies switch to 2 or 3 days in the office, 2 or 3 days home to give people the best opportunities to be productive, but also move up. And that's what people are going to want.
And and also the way that I think about it is just what about the generation after us?
I could never figure that out. I mean, 10 years ago, I couldn't figure out what kids would look like today on their little cell phones. It's
gonna be that.
They're in the metaverse. They know what they're doing. They can navigate it so easily. They know what they're doing. They slap those goggles on and they're aware. It took us a while to get used to it. We got nauseous or whatever.
I had to go through like so many different VR headsets.
Yeah, to try to find the one, and it's just it's going to become more obvious. They're going to have their preferences just like we do with consoles.
Yeah, and they're going to be in there.
That's crazy.
And like, I mean, think about it. School can be unsafe.
Oh, man. I did not think about education.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And even, let me say this, even in Web 2.
People talk about hostility in the workplace.
Yeah. And even in Web 2, I'm seeing a movement towards education being, integrating gaming. A lot of like math games, stuff like that. Online.
Mavis Beacon, baby.
Oh my gosh, get out of my head, dude. Get out of my head. But how much more so can we integrate education into a metaverse if kids are learning from home? That's really interesting. I haven't thought about that yet.
And that could be a safer environment. But here's the thing. I think it's an easy solution, but also in the long run, it's less like real. It's less of real human social interaction.
Does that concern you if, the next generation is having a much reduced social interaction?
Yeah, because, we don't live in this world alone. We all live in it together.
So here's the real question: is we're the first step. As millennials, we took the first step away from social interactions. That we have these, maybe even parasocial relationships, these one-way relationships with Instagrammers, Twitch streamers, YouTubers, that we feel like we know these people and we're only getting whatever they show us, and they don't know us in return. We kind of started down that road. Do you think that our generation is less capable when it comes to kind of social interactions than our parents? Because I've met a lot of people from my parents' generations who are, less socially capable than people in my generation. So is there a possibility that this doesn't affect the social, the kind of growing up and social interaction of kids in this metaverse space, as long as there's some sort of a balance?
Yeah, sometimes I also think about that too. It's like, I think that the world is changing, but it's like the world is changing in sort of the same way, just in a different cycle.
Sure. Just the next step in the same direction.
Yeah, because I bet like there were people 50 years ago saying the same thing that I'm saying right now.
100% there were. 100% there were.
You know?
Yeah, definitely. But I don't think you're not meeting it with the same fear that I think I heard a lot of people talking about 15, 20 years ago. People were very afraid of the internet and what it meant for kids in the next generation, social media. There was a lot of fear. I think I see you approaching it, and I think I see your entire generation approaching it with healthy skepticism, but also to some degree embracing how it can make our lives better.
I guess if I could really explain my worry is, it will start with the metaverse. Maybe I can access it from my PC, like NFT worlds like Xbox, PlayStation. And then, like Facebook bought Oculus a long time ago, made it real cheap. Made it real cheap. A lot of people can buy a VR headset affordably and they can get in there. But then the next tech after that is, I think we talked about this, is augmented reality.
Yep.
And kind of fusing that VR world into your everyday world. Now you can't get away from anything.
Oh, you're like people kind of looking at your face and instantly having your profile available.
Like our video algorithm. How that works. How to get only certain types of topics, right?
Yep.
But the thing is, also, like, a lot of other topics that you don't want to see can pop up all the time, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah, you're kind of at the mercy of the system.
Yeah, it's like being forced to watch an ad on YouTube. Like, it's a strange world to think about where you don't have to see an ad.
It is, yeah. It's very strange.
That's utopia. I wish if I don't have this, but it's just everywhere. And if you live in the metaverse,
it's just going to be compounded, the amount of advertisement and the way that it's targeted. It's going to be targeted more and more specifically.
Wall-E.
Yeah.
It's just going to be like that. Just everyone living like this.
Oh, man.
And they just, people can become quite delusional.
For sure.
That's the fear. I think there's a lot of positive things that it can do. Like we talked about last time, how creators are being appreciated, artists are being appreciated, and that's a very good thing. But also, I don't know, it's a lot.
It is a lot. If you could think of like the greatest social good that could come from metaverse gaming or NFT gaming, do you think that's kind of what we were talking about educationally, or do you think that's talking about something socially, or do you think it can go even further than that?
I think it can go all of those ways.
Nice.
Like Ready Player One.
Oh yeah, I forget people across the world.
I forget Spielberg. You're good, man. You know what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Predicting.
Yeah.
Does that mean E.T. is next?
Got it. But you don't know if it's really ET because it could be augmented reality.
We'll never know. Good stuff.
We could be in the Matrix right now.
Oh, man. All right.
US dollar was crypto the whole time.
We're deep now. Well, we're going to end off on that note. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. And, you can join us on Discord. We've got our Discord in the description on YouTube. Check it out. Join us there and let us know what you think. We'll catch y'all later.
Peace.
Wow. That went a direction.